Peace, family. Good afternoon. So, I am going to give you guys, or I'm going to begin a session called chemistry class. So, we are going to go into some basics that of some information is a little bit more digestible about a common chemical or a common product that you guys know of called apple cider vinegar, also known as ACV. So I have a little bit of professional and personal experience or background in this. So I'm going to give you guys my professional first as far as what qualifies me to speak on this, and then some personal experiences, and then we'll go into some information about apple cider vinegar. So I consider myself to be a biochemist. Why? Because my bachelor's degree is in biology, minor in chemistry. My master's degree is in health promotion with a concentration in nutrition a nutrition education, and then I have experience as a forensic toxicologist or a forensic chemist for about 8 years, and as of now, for the last 3 years, I've been a health scientist. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about apple cider vinegar and the not so good benefits that are touted in today's environment. So, personal. When I was around 8 years old, which is so funny because I was just talking to my sister about this about like a couple days ago. When I was 8, fun fact, this person right here, I love tomatoes. Okay, so when I used to eat tomatoes, I like tomatoes. I was, let's say, eating them about every day with apple cider vinegar because I so freaking love apple cider vinegar, and I would add table salt. So I would have apple cider vinegar and table salt in a mixture. More apple cider vinegar than table salt. The table salt, as you know, is fortified with iodine. So I was eating that every day. Lord behold you, have you. I was hypertensive. I went to the doctor. The doctor was like, "What is this child eating?" They asked my mom, and I was like, "Tomatoes, vinegar, salt every day, all day, maybe 2, 3 times a day." He was like, "Stop that, please." So I had high blood pressure at the age of 8. Yes, it's possible. So that's my personal experience. Now let's go into some professional things that I can give you some information, some takeaways about apple cider vinegar. Remember, this is chemistry class, but this is chemistry class for all of you guys because chemistry is all around us every day, and everything that we touch, we eat, we consume is chemistry. So you guys should be able to relate. Okay, I was watching a video a few days ago about apple cider vinegar, and I agree with a lot of the points. So apple cider vinegar is a fermented product. It's fermented apple juice, and then it also includes acetic acid. So the apples are fermented, and fermented meaning that there is going to be a bacteria or yeast that's added to the product to ferment it, and then outcome of results are going to give you acetic acid. So there's about less than 6% of acetic acid in apple cider vinegar. Okay, so there is a equation right here. So basically this means that apple cider vinegar includes H2O, hydrogen, oxygen, which we know is water, plus acetic acid. And in acetic acid, you can see that there is alcohol, which is outlined in the red, and the carboxyl group, which is outlined in the blue, which is basically just carbon, two oxygens, and a hydrogen. Nonetheless, you don't need to worry about that. All you need to know is that apple cider vinegar consists of a lot of water and some acetic acid. There are some other things in there as well, but these are the molecules that you can remember. So acetic acid, take away. It is an acid. It is corrosive. It is flammable. Corrosive meaning that it can burn. It can burn your skin. It can burn your inside. So why would we want to be intaking something so corrosive or so detrimental to our bodies? I don't know. A good point that the video the other day did point out is that it burns. This is why when you put it in your throat and your esophagus, it will burn your esophagus. That's that feeling. Why I was so obsessed with drinking apple cider vinegar, I don't know, because I remember it gives you a tang like right here. That's a burn that's going down in your esophagus. So a good um a good comparison that was listed in the video was that apple cider vinegar is also used as a commercial product in housing to clean things, cleaning supplies. It is used to clean drains and or pipes, meaning that it's going to burn the pipe. So basically, consider a pipe. You're pouring apple cider vinegar down it. What you do to clean pipes is that you put a product down the pipe so that you want to pull away all the erosion or anything that's in there, so that now the whatever's supposed to go down the pipe, let's say i.e. fluid, is going to be able to flow. So the pipe we're going to use as far as our human bodies is our esophagus. So if we're putting the apple cider vinegar down our esophagus and it's burning, it's doing the same thing that it would be doing if it was in a pipe. Also in your cell as well on a biochemical cellular level. So when people say I use apple cider vinegar because it's a fat burner or it's burning away at my fat, but what also is it doing when it enters your body? What also is it doing on a cellular level? What is it doing to your cell? So the process is called decalcification. Decalcification, let's think about is the decalcify. It's going to remove calcium from what we're talking about, which is i.e. your cells or your organs or whatever it is. So it's going to decalcify. It can decalcify fat tissue. It can decalcify tissues. It can decalcify the enamel on your teeth. So please know that this decalcification is the removal of calcium, which is the removal of minerals. Acetic acid and or apple cider vinegar is going to remove minerals from those in which I just mentioned. Even in the pipe, it's going to remove the minerals and the erosion or whatever it is that's in that pipe. It's going to remove. It's going to pull it all down, make it go away. But in your body, because your body is more so than a pipe, it's going to pull away oxygen. It can pull away water. It's going to remove calcium. So why, ask yourself, why will we be intaking, consuming, or drinking apple cider vinegar? Will it burn your fat tissue? Yeah, it'll burn it all the way up. What else is it going to burn? So pros and cons. You're going to burn fat tissue, but you're also going to decalcify your bones, your other tissue. You can decalcify the enamel on your teeth. So we don't want to consume apple cider vinegar. If you don't believe me, do the biochemical research of apple cider vinegar and then try to persuade yourself, not persuade yourself, but think about like a deduction, like a project. Think of a question, then follow out with yourself and see which can you come up with as far as a logical answer as to why you wouldn't want to consume apple cider vinegar, because there are a lot of diets, there are a lot of people, there are even practitioners who will tell you that drinking apple cider vinegar is absolutely okay. Well, at the age of 8, I drank apple cider vinegar every day. This wasn't a project. I just loved it, and I had high blood pressure. Not only high blood pressure because I was consuming sodium at all-time high, but I mean in combination, it didn't work for me. So I want to see what else I could tell you about apple cider vinegar. Give me one second because I'm drawing a blank at this point in time. Oh, okay, so it unclogs your drains. Also, the pH of apple cider vinegar is 2 to 3. 2 to 3. So if you want to think about you want to think about pH, you want to think about a scale or range. Give it like a time, like a time frame or a time lapse, so you can think about a scale, like a scale from 0 to 14. That's the best. Think about a scale. So from 0 to 14, you have acidic to alkaline or acidic to basic. Let me draw this so you guys can see it. Give me a second. So, see if you can see this. I'll put it up here. So let's go from 0 to 14. 7 being in the middle, From 0 to 6, let's go with acidic. And from 8 to 14, let's go basic or alkaline. Okay? So, you can see behind me, acetic acid is going to fall within a 2 to 3, or apple cider vinegar is going to fall within a 2 to 3. A good example of a 7, which is neutral, is going to be your spring water, and basic to alkaline. Something basic or alkaline we can think of like plant-based fruits or vegetables that are not hybridized. So acidic vinegar, acidic vinegar and or apple cider vinegar, pH of a 2 to 3. Our blood pH is around a 7.35 to a 7.45. So it is slightly alkaline if we're thinking about this scale, right? So in this scale, to give you another example of a pH level, will be your stomach acid. Stomach acid is around a 2 to 3 pH level, which is acidic. Very acidic because when foreign objects or foreign materials, i.e. what we're consuming or drinking, enters the gut, we want to make sure that it has a protective mechanism. That's why the stomach acid is acidic, to fight off those foreign materials or foreign invaders. So if you're constantly consuming apple cider vinegar, which is acidic, it's going to change, or it has the potential, I would say, to change the pH of your blood, which your blood is alkaline. Remember, we said between 7.35 to 7.45. The increase of acidity to your blood is called acidosis. We don't want to be in an acidic state where our blood is in an acidic state. Not good. Your blood naturally should be between 7.35 to 7.45 alkaline. We don't want to go acidic. We don't want to go there, okay? So this is why we're saying no to apple cider vinegar or ACV, okay? Also, when I was working in the laboratory, I used to use acidic acid all the time to do experiments, but you are supposed to use acidic acid in something that's called a chemical fume hood. Chemical fume hood is what is called an engineering control, where it's basically a barrier or protective factor when you're using it so it doesn't escape the vapors or odors. So basically, acidic acid is very pungent, but it has a sour smell, and it smells like vinegar. I used to love to work with it because it would smell like vinegar. Sometimes I didn't always want to use the chemical fume hood. Don't tell nobody that, because I love the smell of vinegar. I was obsessed with it. As you can tell, I used to drink it every day. So if it's highly flammable, well, let's say flammable, it's flammable. It's corrosive, it can burn, it burns, it is acidic, it decalcifies tissues, bones, teeth enamel. Why would we want to use it? We don't want to use it. So I would say to you, be very wary of the information or misinformation that is given. Like I said, if you don't agree with me, if you don't think I'm telling you some factual information, please do the research for yourself or consult with somebody who does have knowledge or knowledge base of these things, because fad diets are going around and been going around for years now, decades. We can talk about a keto diet. We can talk about the Atkins diet. We can talk about all different fads or diets. But when you talk about the basis of a diet, you want to know, is it actually healthy for you? Is it healthy? Drinking apple cider vinegar on a daily basis, or even the intake of it ever, is not anything that is healthy for you. Actually, it is the opposite. It is a detriment to your health. So please make sure to pass this video around to anyone who has questions, inquiring, or they are actually in a phase where they're drinking apple cider vinegar, or they've been doing this for years. Please pass on to them, because I would love to speak to them and hear about how apple cider vinegar is doing for them on a cellular basis. It's probably doing benefits to them like fat burning or whatever on a physical basis, but what's going on inside of the body, because that's what's most concerning, is what's going on inside of your body, now on the outside of your body. So that is going to conclude chemistry class for today. I hope that you guys have learned something. I hope that you've taken away what apple cider vinegar is, at least what it consists of. Consists of more things, but to give you a basis, is H2O, hydrogen, oxygen, water, as we know, acetic acid, right here. What is acetic acid? Fermented apples or apple juice, and addition of, well, what turns into or converts to an acetic acid from alcohol, and adding fermentation products such as bacteria and yeast. That's how you're going to get apple cider vinegar. And right below here, we'll see that um, acetic acid consists of less than 6% in apple cider vinegar, and white vinegar, if anyone drinks white vinegar, which has more acetic acid, that's between 5 to 8% acetic acid, or white vinegar, which they also call distilled vinegar, which really isn't distilled, but nonetheless, acetic acid is in there. And people might say, well, oh, it's not so much acetic acid, it's just a little bit of acetic acid. Well, I tell you, would you want to try a little bit of cyanide? Would you, or is it cyanide poison, or is it toxin just overall? So I don't want just a little bit of cyanide. I'd rather have no cyanide. So think about that. What does acetic acid and or apple cider vinegar do to the body? It burns the esophagus and it decalcifies your tissues, your bones, enamel on your teeth. It's also on a cellular level going to disrupt the cellular membrane. So please, 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 chemistry class, no apple cider vinegar. Peace out. Love you guys.